Well, hello there, boys and girls. It's Fog. Welcome to Fog's World, episode 61. We are on Snapshot 13W05B. Now, many of you probably noticed that our little pocket farm here was broken by the latest snapshot. Yeah, they made a change. It used to be that if you put a comparator facing a square like this square would be updated every tick. And a redstone update near a powered dispenser causes the dispenser to fire, as you know, and that's how we were dispensing our bone meal. Well, unfortunately, the dev team giveth and the dev team taketh away, and they fixed that little comparator bug that was causing it to constantly update blocks. And oh, it's getting dark. They fixed that little bug, and that broke our farm. Well, guess what? I fixed it. So it's working again. Now, I'm not going to show you how I fixed it in this episode. Instead, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a link up in the corner. Yeah, right there. See that up in the corner? So if you want to know how to fix this thing, go ahead and hit that link, and that'll give you a tutorial on how to build it. Now, it's actually faster now than it used to be because they partially unnerfed bone meal. So now it only takes 2 or 3 bone meal to grow a plant, whereas before it used to take 7, or briefly it took 7 in the last snapshot. So now I no longer need to have this thing rapidly fire, and I no longer need to have wait quite as long on that piston down there. So, yeah, so, it's not such a bad change. I'm happy with this. It's also gotten a little bit smaller up top. I got rid of the water here, and the reason I got rid of the water is because this water over here is close enough to that dirt to hydrate it. So I figured, while I could put water back here, there's no need. I've got the water over there. That's good enough. So, today, instead of messing around with that, I thought we'd go ahead and fix some other things that are broken. Let's get some, let me get rid of these seeds real quick. Put the seeds there, and put the wheat there, and yeah, I think we're good. I think we're good. Okay. So what I want to do today is I want to fix our sugarcane farm. The sugarcane farm has been broken in the latest snapshots, and we need to fix it. And it turns out it's not going to be that hard to fix. I had originally thought that the problem was our bud arrays here. But no, it's not the bud arrays. The bud arrays are working just fine. That isn't why this is broken. The bud arrays continue to work, so I'm happy about that. That's not the problem. I will show you what the problem is. Let's come back here, and we will open this up a bit. Okay. Here we go. Well, there are a couple of problems with this now. Whoops. Oops. Couple of problems with this now. The first problem is, in order to make this work, we used to have some torches here. We used to have a couple of redstone torches on those stone blocks there, and then whenever one of the bud arrays fired, it would push a glass block in the place of the stone block, turning the torch on. Unfortunately now, if you move a block underneath a redstone torch now, it will become detached, which is why the redstone torches are no longer there. So I had to come up with another way to do that behavior. And luckily, we now have a redstone block, which can take the place of that. So if we put a redstone block there, it will serve basically the same purpose. Just like that. So now we can use a redstone block to determine when we have power there. We don't need to do it this old way. And that means we can get rid of that, and we can get rid of that. We don't need those anymore. The second thing that's broken here is that we've been using this glowstone lamp to trigger block updates between these two pistons that reset our bud array. And unfortunately now glowstone lamps will no longer trigger block updates. So we need to use something else. We'll have to get rid of this and we'll have to use something in its place. And the logical choice seems to me to use a powered rail. Alright, now we should be fixed. Yeah, we're in business again. Okay, let's close it up. Real quick, once again, I'll walk through what I did to fix this. So we got rid of the torch mechanism here. The torches in the glass, replaced them with redstone block instead. So now we can tell when either of these bud switch fires, because the redstone block will go here and feed back up into here. This remains largely unchanged. I had to redo the wiring a little bit to get it all to fit, but it's basically the same concept. This is all the same, except instead of using a glowstone lamp to update these pistons, we're now using a powered rail. The powered rail is fed by power coming through this block here. This block is only raised when we've stood on that pressure plate back there, which is what prevents the thing from harvesting when we're not around. So we are largely done with this. Let's close it back up. Wait a minute. Get over here. Nope, 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 nope. Don't do that. There we go. Come back around the other side. Boop, 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 boop. Whoop, oh, yeah, can't do that. Let's try you instead. There we go. And we do that. And we do that. And we do that. And it's all closed up. And it's fully functional. Bingo. Well, that took a while, but we got it done. So the sugarcane farm is now working again. Whew, that was a little bit more of a hassle than I'd hoped it would be. So the next thing I want to turn my attention to is this guy. This guy is broken as well, and the reason he's broken is because the thing that made it work was our old style redstone capacitor. And we'll open this up and I'll... Old style glowstone redstone capacitor, which is, there's one right here and there's one over there. Neither of those are functional anymore. So we have to change this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open this thing all the way up and we're going to rewire it all. But in the process I also wanted to make a change. Well, let me show you. The way we're going to fix this is we're going to use a new memory cell built on the redstone comparator. And this memory cell looks like this. So it's a feedback loop between these guys. The way this works is because redstone comparators will pass through the signal strength from here directly to there, and by extension over to this one, we can put them in a loop like this, and any redstone signal we feed in, they'll remember, and they'll output that same signal continually, because they're just in a little feedback loop like this. So we're going to use that to replace our redstone comparators, or redstone capacitors. But furthermore, because redstone comparators can pass signal strengths along now, we don't need to, I'm going to need to get some more of those. So we don't need to put our, we don't need to be quite so careful about the positioning of our buttons anymore. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to rework the buttons so that the buttons can be put at the end there, or put it on another side so they're out of the way. And let's see, do I have any more comparators here? I may need to go get some more comparators. I thought I had more here. Okay, guys. Well, after much messing about, I got this working. I'm not 100% happy with how it turned out because the new comparators now introduce a fair amount of lag that they didn't used to introduce before. I'll show you what I'm talking about here. Used to be comparators were extremely fast, faster than a single tick. They are now every comparator now introduces 1 tick of lag. And in order to squeeze all these buttons into an arrangement around here that made sense and to get all the power where I needed it to, I had to use a fair amount of comparators in this thing. And that has definitely introduced some lag into the system. So here, I'll show you how we have this working though. So if you come down in here, each of these buttons, this button represents 0, and then we go all the way to the other side where it's 15. So 0, 1, 2, 3. That'll give me 3 bookshelves. There we go. Yep, 3 bookshelves. If I want, say I want 10 bookshelves, that's 7, that's 11, that would be 10. Right there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, exactly. So the thing that makes all this work is we come off everything from all the way along there. Those are, I've used comparators to make these as so that each one of these pressure plates will raise the value of the redstone there, the strength of the redstone signal at that point by 1. From this point right here, this block, I'm pulling it out with comparators and bringing it all the way using comparators over to here so that none of the signal degrades. And then at this point, I'm putting it into a comparator-based memory cell. So this is a memory cell right here. And this is what remembers which button was pressed. So whichever the button I pressed last, that's the power of this in this loop. That's the strength in this loop. So there I have, what, 12 maybe? I think that's 12. We'll put a 12 in there. That's actually an 11. Okay, that's an 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. That's an 11. Okay. So I have 11 bookshelves up. This is a signal strength of 11 right in this loop. Okay. This other line that comes through here, sorry for hopping around a bit, it's a little hard to get around in here. This line right through there is a reset line. I'm taking the power from there, bringing it through here with a 2-tick delay into this block and this redstone. So this is a 2-tick delay that hits this comparator, which is set to subtract mode. So if there is any power at all on that redstone right there, then our reset mode will be high. That turns this and subtracts 15 from here, which means this will always be 0 as long as the reset line is held. Because there's only 2 ticks of delay on the reset line, as opposed to 1, 2, 3, 4 ticks of delay on the set line, that means when we release a button, the reset line will be released before the set line, which means that this will remain high even after that drops, which gives us time to reset the memory cell and remember what the settings were. So anyway, hopefully that made sense. I'll do a tutorial of this at some point, but for now, just understand that it is now working once again. We have fixed this thing. Sorry for kind of a jumbled episode this time around, but I had to spend far too much time thinking. Perhaps not the most elegant solution, but the space constraints were really making this difficult. Really, really difficult to get everything crammed into this space. This would be a lot easier if I'd had a different shape to work with. And there we are, it's done. Yep, very good. And I can step on this one and they'll all go away. Perfect. Well guys, I'm sorry this is kind of a shorter episode for you guys. For me, this was one of the longer ones because there was a lot of stuff that didn't make it into the final edit. But I'm going to have to leave it here for today, guys. Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. If you enjoyed the episode, please hit the like button. It does help. And I will talk to you all again next time.